Question 9 on the higher paper, and if you need any vision on this or anything like that, have a little look at these two videos. Video 8 is the kind of harder version of these, the more tricky one, so it might go on to some things that you don't necessarily have to do here, but it is a good idea to be able to do all of this basically. Right, so the instruction is rearrange to make x the subject. Now, when we make something the subject, it means that we get either x equals and then something there, or something equals x. Okay, so it's basically like solving, but it means that we don't end up with x equals, say, 3, or x equals -4, or -10 equals x, or anything like that. It means that we will end up with x equals and then something with a y in it, in this case, because you've got a y there. Okay, so we're going to do the same sort of thing to this that we would do to an equation. So I'm going to write this out again. 6x plus y equals 8x minus 5. So whenever you're rearranging, I would tell my classes to put a dashed line down the middle to reinforce that idea of balance. Remember, this thing is balanced. This is exactly the same as this. So anything we do to one side, we have to do to the other. Okay? Any adds or subtracts to both sides. So the first thing you should be looking at is your brackets there. Well, I can expand those brackets out. Okay, so that will give me 6x plus 6y equals 8x minus 5. That's the format that you want to get any rearranging question in, where you have separate terms like this. Because what we can now start to do is move things around by adding to both sides or taking away from both sides. Right, we've got an x term on both sides, so I would get rid of the smallest x, which is the 6x. So I'm going to take 6x away from both sides. That will leave me with the 6y there, that hasn't changed, equals 8x take away 6x is 2x, and the minus 5 hasn't changed there. Just a little bit of notation here. Make sure that if you're taking away 6x, write it underneath the x terms. The reason that's a good idea to do is so that you know the 6y and the minus 5 don't have anything underneath them, so they just appear again on the next line down. 6x has disappeared, the 8x has turned into a 2x. Right, so there's my x there. So anything else on that side I want to get rid of. I want that x on its own. So the next thing I can get rid of there is the minus 5. So I'm going to plus 5 to both sides. Okay, notice again, I'm writing it underneath there. There isn't a number term over here, so I'm just going to write it there for the time being, just so I don't add it to this 6y and get 11y or anything like that. It means on this side, I'm going to be left with 2x because the minus 5 disappeared. This might look a little bit tricky. These things are not like terms. That has a y on, that doesn't, so I cannot group them together. So we'll just have to write that as 6y plus 5, like that. Okay? And then now I'm left with 2x's over there. So to get the x on its own, I'm going to divide both sides by 2, which will leave me with my x over there, which is what I want on its own, like that up there. So I've made x the subject. I just need to write this. You can, if you want to, try and divide both of these terms by 2. However, the best thing to do here is just to write 6y plus 5 divided by 2. Now remember, to divide by 2 with algebra, we do not use this symbol. We just use a fraction. So my answer is going to be 6y plus 5 over 2, like that. Okay? Right, let's have a quick look at the mark scheme then for this question. So, first mark, expand the brackets. Okay, so we've got that 6x plus 6y equals 8x minus 5. Right, next part, collect terms. Now, that can be shown by any of these kind of steps. So when you get to this, there's loads of different things that can be shown to be collecting terms. You could have taken away 8x on both sides. You could have added 5 at first there. You could have taken away 6y. In fact, that probably wouldn't have got you an answer, a mark, sorry. But any attempt to know to get all the x's on one side, everything else onto the other, is spot on. And then the last one, basically that, forgetting the right answer at the end there, B1 divides mark to get the final answer. Okay.